Did you watch the Pacquiao Horn fight?
I did.
You watched it in New York?
Yeah.
It was on Saturday.
No. I'm sorry. I watched it last night.
Oh, you watched it last night. Yeah.
What'd you think? So here's my. Let me give you my.
Go ahead, buddy.
My. I don't think anybody's fought Pacquiao that way except for Marquez in terms of his confidence, his ability to keep that pressure. I do think it was a robbery, but I just was so impressed with this kid got in that ring to win. He got in the ring every time after the round. He would he'd kind of be like, "Good job." It was kind of like, "I'm standing right here with you."
But you can't give you can't give someone merit based on the fact that they went into a professional boxing match to win. Right, that's so weird when I hear people say this.
Well, but he was 17, I think, and won.
17-0.
17-0. I just liked his confidence, and I liked that he caught Manny with shots. First of all, a lot of the stuff was sort of catching Manny's gloves and arms, and the crowd was going crazy. But that uppercut, when he caught him a couple times, that overhand right, as Manny was. I mean, there was a lot of stuff where I hadn't seen Manny actually get caught clean like that. But do I think that he did enough to win that fight? Absolutely not. I'd give him maybe 4 rounds at the most. Would you even give him that many?
Man, I thought it was a closer fight than everyone thinks.
Okay.
I didn't think it was a robbery at all. I thought Manny edged it out barely.
Really? I
thought Manny barely edged it out. Those first 4 or 5 rounds, I mean, Horn was doing work, man. And then the last 2 he gave to Horn, and then everyone goes, well, in the 9th, they were going to stop it.
So you give him
but
you
they
give him 6
didn't.
rounds.
Yeah, God, either 6, depending there. And if you want to give that 9th round a 10-8,
Yeah.
So it's tough, man. But listen to the commentating. Hey, we're off, man. You listen to the fighter, Timothy Bradley.
Yeah.
What do you think? He goes, this is way closer than you guys are calling right now, man.
Really?
He goes, I'm here because he's cage side.
Yeah.
Or ringside. Yeah. I think fighters who watched it, I was like, he's kind of bringing it to Manny. And the other thing is you can't always go off CompuStrike and the amount of punches.
Yeah, because CompuStrike had him, I think
Manny outstruck him every round.
Literally, but CompuStrike actually had him hitting him twice as many times. Right?
Yeah, and I don't think we can just go look at CompuStrike and go, oh, there's the winner.
Right.
Because you're talking about Horn, who's a bigger guy. His cardio was amazing for 12 rounds.
Especially the 9th round, it looked like he was getting completely.
So he's the big guy. He was the aggressor. He landed a ton of shots. I thought his shots, when they landed, really counted more than Manny's.
Yeah.
So I didn't think it was a robbery at all. How everyone's tweeting out, "Oh, Manny fucked in." I thought Manny got way more screwed over when he fought Timothy Bradley.
Oh my God,
that was robbery.
That was crazy.
This I was once it happened, crazy. I was like, "Damn, I can kind of see it." Mm-hmm. I wasn't like, "Oh my God, boxing is old. This is crazy."
Yeah,
I kind of get it.
Yeah. Well,
Manny, he didn't look great. He's 38.
Yeah.
He looked at, he doesn't have the same knockout power. Granted, he's fighting a bigger guy.
Yeah.
I thought Horn did a great job, his pressure, stuff like that.
Well, that's interesting. So you think majority of fighters were not as outraged by that decision?
You don't see a lot of I haven't seen, in the boxing community, I don't see too many people outraged.
He caught Manny.
It's more the older, again, boxing heads who keep shitting on Conor and Mayweather. You see these older boxing heads kind of, this is ridiculous, this is what's wrong with boxing. And then, listen, if you want to say the decision was a travesty, or the decision was crazy, right, the production is what everyone should be looking at. That production was awful, man. Yeah. The camera shaking, wrong cameraman. Yeah. Timothy Bradley thought they were in Argentina, and they said, did you hear that? He goes, well, with these judges, when we're in Argentina, and then his coach goes, or Australia. Or how about he goes, and then these what do you say? The co-main event, I fucking even told myself to remember this to bring it up to you. It was hilarious. He goes, one thing when you fight these, it was some word he definitely shouldn't have used for Japanese.
Orientals? Japs?
He didn't say nips, did he? It was damn near Japs. It was so close. He was one thing. Man,
Oriental.
When you're in there with Japanese, I forget what it was. But
it might have been Japs.
He didn't say Japs. He was just the wrong context. I was like, oh God, that was bad. Yeah. It was bad. But the production was the issue to me.
Yeah.
Like after the event, there's phones going off, and they're trying to figure it out. And then you have Stephen A. Smith trying to hype this fight.
Yeah.
This is my problem with Stephen A. Smith. He's brilliant, and I get why he's on ESPN because he's the face of ESPN. Yep. I think he's one of the best announcers in the game.
No doubt.
As far as basketball and his views on that, and you can create headlines. But when he goes, football's not really his thing. Basketball's really, he's a monster at. But yeah, he's good at football.
Yep.
And he knows some boxing. But when they went through Horn's record, and he goes, I can read these names. Who's he fighting? And going through the names and making fun of the fighter,
right?
You don't have that right, man.
Right.
You have not earned that right. You don't know the sport. And he goes, I can read the names. He's fought no one. He has no business being in there. This is going to be a murder. This isn't even going to be a fight. This is hilarious. He has no business fighting a guy. Right. It's like, dude. Yeah. First of all, don't diminish your product. You're here to hype this fight, man. Second of all, don't make fun of the guy because let's look at Manny Pacquiao's first 17 fights. Can you name those guys?
No.
That's boxing.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what you're
he made his name. Horn made his name on this fight, and whoever set this fight up must have known something. Yes,
you need that one breakout fight.
We're all talking about it.
But look at Floyd Mayweather's first 15, 17 fights. That's the way boxing works. They don't really take any hard fights for a while. So for him to go through the list of each guy, imagine if that guy listened to the show. Yeah. Like, fuck, man. And he's just diminishing him and making fun of him. And he's 20. He got in boxing when he's 28. He's a math teacher. This guy didn't have a shot. I'm like, bro. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, and by the way, that's exactly right.
And then that's why he's so upset when they went back to him. He goes, "This is boxing. You don't see this in the UFC or with Dana White doing this bullshit." I'm like, you don't know our sport at all. Yeah. We have horrible decisions nonstop. Boxing's so weird. Boxing's so much older than us.
It was so weird that he was saying that you don't see this in the UFC. Like
it's because you don't know what you're doing.
Allow that. Dana White doesn't have any say in that. That's the
commission.
That's the commission.
The boxing commission. That's
what was so weird. I was like, Dana White.
It's the same commission, you fool.
Dana White is always furious at
but it's the same commission, you fool.
Chiesa. I mean, in fact, with the Chiesa fight, Dana was like,
they went off.
Mazzagatti with your stupid
he has no control of that.
Freaking out. He has no control over that.
No, he has no control over that. None. I mean, with boxing, they say you can pay off the judge, stuff like that. I'm sure there's those dark tentacles in that world. But
always have been.
But that's with anything, right?
Yeah.
But with Stephen A. Smith, I like Stephen A. Smith. I like when he does the boxing. I like when I think he did one for HBO. I forget what it was. And I like that ESPN has, they have Lomachenko coming up. They have Crawford coming up. I like that it's free. It's brilliant, man. But with Stephen A. Smith, it's like, dude, don't make fun of the guy because he's 17-0, and this was his big shot. And then it goes back to him. He's just roasting everything. Like, fuck, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll tell you who was great was Teddy Atlas. Teddy, and the reason why I like Teddy Atlas is because he's so passionate. He's so passionate and fired up about it. It's not scripted, and so I think a lot of guys can learn from that because he's not reading stats and going off this. He's putting his heart on the line, which
he's reacting to what he's seeing.
And I completely disagree with him, but I'm open-minded enough to listen to him and change my opinion. Like, if I was there with him, I'd be open-minded enough, like, why do you think that?
Right.
But most guys aren't. They're stuck in their ways. Yeah. And then Teddy Atlas was just going off. And then how about when Teddy Atlas was interviewing him and goes, you're a pretty stand-up guy, but do you really think you won that fight? Because I don't think you did. Like, that takes balls to do, man. Yeah. He's right in front of me.
And in a way,
I didn't think you won that fight.
He's earned that, and I appreciate that.
Me too. Now, Stephen A. Smith says that?
Yeah.
No, man. You did not earn that.
Teddy Atlas has the nose.
He's a Hall of Famer. Boxing Hall of Famer. And he's Bradley's coach.
That's right.